What is up, and welcome everybody to another video by your boy iTags. Today's video we're going to be focusing on how to help you improve in Warzone 2, especially with ranked coming out this week. We want to have you prepared and ready to go to take on those sweaty lobbies and to grind up through those ranks. Today's video that we're going to be breaking down to help us improve in Warzone 2 is going to be some footage from the World Series of Warzone from Zlaner, Destroy, and ClutchBelk's team. As always, if you like the content that I'm putting out on this channel, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and keep that bell notification turned on so you never miss a new video coming out from me. Be sure to follow me on all my socials. It's always _iTags, Twitter, TikTok, etc. And catch me streaming on Twitch about 2 to 3 times a week, just depending upon my schedule with my family and my kids. So, bear with me. But without waiting any longer, let's jump into it and break down these essential tips you need to improve at Warzone 2. Right off rip in this video, what you're going to notice is they're all going to be landing high-rise in downtown Al Mazrah. All 3 of them are going to land on the roof together, and they're going to be confronted by one other team that lands there as well. So what I want you to keep your eyes and ears tuned into is watch how quick they take care of this first team, the communication between all 3 of them, and the team shots that they're having to put on each person to go ahead and knock this other team out quick.
Got one. One on me. Broken. Right there. Last one. All dead.
They've already cleared this first team out. You can hear Belk giving comms out to immediately look for another team. This is one of the most important parts of the game, obviously, to get you started, is the early game that a lot of people are too afraid to take those fights or don't know how to take them. So they're immediately going to go look for the next high population area, and they find a team. Bank's always crawling with people, so high rise to bank is a good rotation.
Right here. Last one, Z, inside. Last one inside the doors, inside doors.
So you can see right there, they've gotten 2 down. They only have 1 left, and he throws a personal radar.
You're sitting on it. I'm with you, Z. I'm with you, Z. That's how I know you boys don't look at your UAV.
You can kind of hear Belk get on to him a little bit too. This is a great example of landing together. You see they all know where they're going to land. They've already discussed a strategic spot that they want to land on top high rise. They all land together where they can help each other see the enemy. They're all going to have a line of sight on anybody that's challenging any individual member of them. So they start a team shot, get that team out, and they immediately switch mindsets to going, okay, this team's gone. Hurry up, grab what loot we have here. Let's go to the next team, because they know a lot of teams are still getting geared up and not ready to be pushed or ambushed. They don't have a lot of gear yet, so they need to go to the next building, which is bank, which usually has a lot of money and a lot of gear and teams. So now they push uniformly to the next building. They take out the teams with great communication, telling each other where each other are. They're pushing together, they're following up for trades, and they get another team wipe. That's 6 kills already on the board, with money to potentially work towards a loadout or UAV, etc. Point number 1 being, first drop, you need to have it planned, you need to have it organized, and you need to be focusing on team shots versus individual style kills and things of that nature. So take note here, you notice how the team's going to be getting a couple kills, they've got their loadout, and they're still got that sense of urgency. They spot the next team, and they're immediately running to it. Now this is a bit of a sloppy push, and it does bite them here.
On me, on my left, right there in front of you. Just dead on the stairs. Oh, watch out, behind you. Just gonna die on the stairs. Holy shit. I ran in.
Now, what did they do wrong here? They have the vehicle, they're gonna see the team, but they only see one, and you know this is trios, and stop it right there. You can see all 3 of them are about to go into the same window, and in this TTK, you cannot do that, especially against a team that you're unsure of where the other 2 are. You're just chasing 1 kill, and all 3 of you are locked in on that 1 kill, which can be very dangerous in close quarters. Now, D does cut off and goes through the alley instead, but it's a trap. He gets shot from somebody that he didn't know existed over to his left, and then the other 2 teammates get down from inside because it's a trap, essentially. This brings us to a good second point. You have to think strategically about the angles that you're taking in these battles, especially in Warzone 2, where you cannot bail yourself out with movement mechanics. So in this situation, you need to think there's only one that we've spotted. Do we really need to chase all 3 of us into the building, or should we try and circle the area, get more information, and maybe D drops Z or Belk off here, 1 drops off at the front of the store, and maybe Destroy completely relocates to get high ground or something. They do correct this issue that they made right here, once they all come back from Gulag, they do turn the game around and start taking way better angles at fights. But there's one thing I want you guys to keep your eye on when we're watching all of these clips from this team: the angles that they're taking to either cut off a team, ambush a team, or to have the advantage in some sort of way. You never want to go straight at it head on unless you're forced to. This next fight, ClutchBelk, Destroy have already been killed again, so they don't have Gulag. Zlaner's the last up. He does have enough money to res one of them, but he knows there's a full team watching over the buy and around the area that they just fought. So Zlaner uses his utility. He's going to use Dead Silence and go up this ladder. He's got a good flank. If he kills this team, he could potentially res both Destroy and Belk back. As soon as he gets to the top of the ladder, you can see, Freeze right there, you've got all three of the enemy team. One's staring at him, one's about to look at him and start frying him, and then the third will inevitably team shot him. What Zlaner does here is he does something a lot of advanced Warzone players are going to do that a lot of average players and beginner players may not understand or think to do in a fight like this. He's going to trade back some shots just to, defend himself a little bit, but he's going to extend the fight. If he tries to lock in and just take on a 1v3 right here, he immediately dies, so the game's over. So he has to extend this fight and try to think of a way to get his team back or just extend his life and play around until he can reposition. So he immediately jumps down. He's going to take a little damage from the fall, but it's worth it. Calls the precision just to make the enemy team move, reposition, and he's going to hide in the bathroom for a second. One, to dodge this precision because they're wonky, and two, to throw them off guard. Notice he's prone. They were looking high up. He was prone. They didn't see him. He gets that first kill easy. Now he's listening for the second. Hears him. Timing's a little off. Breaks the line of sight. Jumps back out on him. So now we've got two down. That's a 1v1, and he's got enough money to buy two people back. So he's already done an extremely good job of extending his life. He hears the third one, gets the call, buys one or maybe two teammates back, destroys back. He bought both back. So not only did he extend the play by staying alive, but he was able to get both his teammates back and finish that team wipe. That's something that you have to work on as a Warzone player if you want to advance in ranked, is being able to extend the fight and not thinking you have to lock in on one individual kill. Because if you stay alive, the team stays alive, the game goes on longer. So as you can see, it's coming close to the end game for them. They're really trying to think about, okay, we've got X amount of kills. We need to start thinking about the end game so that we can clean up the rest of the teams and still secure the win. So they're going to be looking at the high density areas where people are going to be rotating from. And that's something you need to be taken into consideration. Once you hit that mid to end game, you need to start thinking about positioning. It's no longer about getting more information to go to the next fight. It's, hey, okay, where are probably most of the teams going to be sitting, and where can we get power positions on them based off this next circle? Alongside the positioning, you want to also be gearing up, getting your smoke grenades, kill streaks, ammo, anything you're going to need. In a lot of cases with this Warzone, you're just going to need your default ammo, lots of plates, kill streaks, and smokes, maybe an ammo box or two. So you're going to try and keep this power position angle depending upon how the team reacts. You hear the comms coming out.
Alright, I'm here. Resing.
I'm in here, yes. He's coming up behind you. Beautiful.
Up here.
Looking for one.
One.
Looking for one.
Nice.
I'll get the red.
Now, this brings up another good point that we always want to think about. With this TTK being so fast, if you are going to commit to a close range battle with another team, you need to be pushing together with a little bit of space so that you don't line up necessarily, but you're able to frag and get the trades for your teammate. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, right here he goes down and his teammates are close enough to where they don't let him get killed and they jump into action and finish the kill. So that's playing for trades. That's something that a lot of teams don't do unless they have that chemistry built up and have good communication flowing. So always, if you're about to push a battle, play for the trade in close range on this Warzone. Treat it almost as if it's multiplayer versus a battle royale. Now, Destroy only has 8 kills right now, which is not a huge amount that we're used to seeing from old kill races, but they can clean up here and make it pretty nasty. Now notice he's getting lit up, so he immediately throws a smoke to reposition, extend the fight, even though his teammate's still fighting. He's no help if he's, going to die by helping.
Got one.
They all commit to get the trades. They clear the team. Now guys, what I want you to take from this, a lot of these fights, they have better gun skill than some of the people they're going up against, but you can do these things too. For instance, teams like this take their time when it comes to fights that they know they had the advantage. For instance, right here, they were kind of caught out in the open, but they got it down, they communicated that, and they knew they could collapse on the building with the 1 or 2 players down and gang up on that one that's left. What you guys should be trying to do is when you find the fight that you're going to be taking, you should take your time, do it fluidly, and do it right. When you collapse and win that fight is when the sense of urgency should kick in. You should immediately go, okay, let's get our loot, let's find new information, let's find where the next team is or where the next power position is, let's rotate to it immediately. And keep in mind, this goes for all play styles. If you're not a super aggro team, you don't have to worry about, let me find information for the next kill. You just have to worry about, let's hurry up and find information for the next best position. They're going to grab this truck just to close ground instead of going on foot and wasting more smokes. Good comms coming out from Belk, letting you know where he's going, type of angle he's going to be watching. This is where it gets a little squirrely. Notice they team shot. They're extending the fight, not committing when they don't need to. He comms that another one's down. He gets that full. They're pushing together. A little bit of space, maybe a little too much space right here. And Belk gets penalized for that space, but they immediately play for the trade and get him. So though they went down Belk in late game, they still have a 2-man advantage on a lot of teams here. So, you know, BR, sometimes that happens, but they played it right. They may have gotten a little too much space from each other. Now at this point, they're just worried about end game, and they're trying to find all the teams and pick off which ones are out in the open or easy kills, because they have center zone. Everybody's got to rotate to them. They have utility, loadout, center zone, positioning. Now they have to play together. Now listen to their comms as they do this.
Marks.
I mean, if you get that other team out quick, like you don't have to worry about anything else on your back.
They're like on the hills, Z. They have to cross though. Yep. I could shriek on, but they have to move in a sec. One's deep left. He has
Notice he's not wasting the streak on the individual team. He wants to, but he hasn't wasted it yet.
Team on the left. Hold on. These guys all have to move out, and they're sniping at me. Fuck that solo over there. I gotta get this trio out. I'm at the shriek on in 5 seconds.
See, the urgency is on the trio team, not the solo that they know they can gang up on.
Not at all. That'd be huge. I have a PA.
They still know where he's at, but
One of them has a snipe. Just be careful. Yeah, I'll grab it. Here,
you knock one and I'll shriek it.
hold on to it. Yeah, exactly.
There they are. I shrieked them.
okay, so they're going to streak the trio right now.
Nice.
They're going to get a little split here, but they get, was it 2 kills right there? So I know there's only 1 left on each team. Call comes out from their dead teammate.
Gonna be on your left somewhere probably. Yeah, on your left right here.
Looking.
Moving right.
Ping's coming out. Live ping, easy kill. And that's game. One thing to note for Belk right here at the end, you can hear him call out that it's a 2v1v1. Huge information. When you're playing and you get in that zone, if you're somebody that's dead or you've been to Gulag, etc., and you can provide outside information, give your teammates information, but don't backseat game. They may have thought there was a whole nother team left of 3 or 2 or whatever, but now that they have the information that it's a 2v1v1, they can push a little more confidently and know, okay, we last saw this guy here and this guy here. Those are the last 2 we got to worry about, and that's it. Going back to reiterate our lessons that we should have learned here, land together as a team, have a plan on whether you're going to be looting or killing off rip, and have that sense of urgency to get set up fast so that if you need to kill the teams or you need to go find loot and get positioning, you do that together as a team. Do not land separately and leave each other out to dry, especially in ranked where people are going to have better gunnies. The next lesson we learned was moving as a unit and taking specific angles to a battle. If you have information on a whole team, you may be able to cut them off and pinch them together so that you can team shot everybody. Don't just chase 1 kill like they did in the truck where they all just ran after 1 guy and got ambushed by the other 2. Angles to fights are key to victory. Remember that. Get the information, make a plan, move as a team shot when possible. One of the most important lessons I think we should have taken from this is how to slow down during the fight, extend the fight, and then get the sense of urgency once you've cleared the area, won your fight, or escaped. Just like the Zlaner clutch that he had to buy both of his teammates back, you always want to extend the fight when possible. You're no good to your team dead, so don't chase that 1 down for a small reward. 1 kill should not equal 1 death. In-game positioning is something that's crucial for your victory in Warzone 2 ranked coming, so be sure to know the map, Look at the circle often, especially when it's getting down to low amount of teams, so that you can position yourself ahead or above all the teams that you need to cut them off from rotating and have the power positions at all times so that you have every single advantage you can to get that Warzone win. Lastly, whether you're dead or alive, you need to have good communication at all times. Never backseat game each other, but give good, concise, and clear comms. You need to tell people where the enemy is, where they're moving, if you need to replay, if you need to back up, reload, etc. Practice communicating with your team over and over. Now guys, if you like the channel and you learned a little something to help you prepare for Warzone 2 Ranked coming this week, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Follow me on all my social media apps so we can talk and grow a community here where we spread the knowledge for Call of Duty and Warzone alike. I do try to stream 2 to 3 times a week on Twitch, but it's a little flexible right now with my kids who are still very young. With all that being said, take the advice we've talked about here today and go get you a win with your squad next week.